What is Max? Max is a visual programming language that runs all the time in real time, versus the other programming languages that you code by writing lines or pages of code and compiling and running them at the end. Max is particularly useful to musicians, artists, and designers to create interactive installations or just use it as a performance tool. Someone said it turns artists into engineers and engineers into artists. If you head over to Cycling 74 website, it's just a really good place to just look for inspiration and just get a better idea of what is possible with Max. If you go to the Explore tab, you'll find a bunch of artists and projects that have utilized Max. So just get inspired by it. Now let's look at the actual program. If you double click on Max 8, the Max console pops up, and then you want to click on File, New Patcher. Now, a new patcher is essentially your blank document for the new project you want to work on. So the way we code in Max is by creating objects and then connecting those objects together with patch cords to create larger systems that could do a lot of tasks, could process a lot of information, a lot of input. Now, what is an object, or how do we create one in Max? You can double click to create a new object, which just looks like an empty rectangle, or use the hotkey N on your keyboard to create a new object. And then type in the name of the object that you're looking for. For example, random is the name of an object in Max. So I type it in and I hit enter. Now this random object has an input and an output, and it performs a small task. Most of the objects in Max look like this. They're just a rectangle with a text in them, but some also have a graphical UI. Now let's perform a really small task in Max. Another way, let's create a really simple patch. So we want to play an audio file. So if you look over to the left, you see this note icon, and these are some stock audio files that Max has. So I want to click on the one that I want and drag and drop it here. So I've created a playlist object. This is called a playlist object, which is one of those objects in Max that has a graphical UI. It still has an input and an output. Now it looks like I can just play this audio file, right? But when I click on it, nothing happens. And this is because the output or the audio is not really going anywhere. We want to be able to hear this audio. So we want to create the speaker object. Speaker object in Max is called EasyDAC. So I'm going to create a new object by double clicking and typing EasyDAC. EasyDAC is a digital to analog converter in Max. Now still nothing will happen because they're not connected together. So I want to connect the output of my playlist to the input of EasyDAC. And then channel 2 for our right channel, for our right ears, to the second input of EasyDAC. Now still when I click, nothing will happen, and there's two reasons behind that. First reason is that we need to actually turn the audio engine in Max on. You can see that the audio engine is off because both the speaker icon and this power icon to the bottom right are grayed out. So I need to turn these on. So I can just click on one of those and turn it on. So I'm going to click on this power icon. Now I can see that my audio engine is turned on. Still can't play it, and that's because we're in editing mode. Our patch is unlocked. If you look to the bottom left corner, you'll see this lock icon, and it looks unlocked. If I click on it, it's locked down. So what is the difference between the unlock and the lock mode? Think of the unlocked mode as the editing mode. This is where you can move your objects around, delete things, create things, but you can't necessarily use them. If you want to use your object or use the patch, the system that you've created, you want to lock your patch. Click on this lock icon and now it's locked. Now if I go ahead and play, now I'll be able to hear this audio file. Now, this is really inconvenient to just go in the bottom left corner and click in lock and unlock, especially because you're going to be using lock and unlock so many times when you're trying to code. So there's a shortcut for that. Either Command E or Control E on PC, or just Command click or Control click anywhere empty on the patch. This is something that will be brought up several times. The things that you can do when the patch is locked and the things that you can't do when the patch is locked. Let's add one more object to this patch. I want to be able to control the volume of this audio file. So what I need is a gain control object. Now when I'm double clicking to create my new object, I can't because my patch is locked. I need to unlock my patch. There we go. Hitting N to create a new object, typing in gain, because I know that's the name of my gain control object. Hitting enter, and there we go. This is our gain object. So I want to put the gain between my playlist and my easy DAC. So I need to delete these patch chords, and now the output of the playlist will go into the input of the gain. And make sure you're only using this left output of the gain, because that's where the audio signal is coming out. The right output is just a slider value. That's not what we want. So there we go. Now, again, I can't start sliding this gain control up and down because we're in editing mode. I need to go into using mode. Now I have control. Let's see. There we go. Alright, you just created a simple patch to be able to play an audio back.